Welcome to Recap, your go-to channel for all things cinematic. I'm excited to explore the world of movies together. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we dissect plots, explore characters, and uncover hidden treasures. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and join our Recap community for film recommendations and exclusive insights. Get ready for a cinematic adventure, Recap in English. Welcome back into Film Recaps. I shall demonstrate a tragedy film from 2020 entitled Greenland today. Spoilers ahead, look out and be careful. We come across construction work being done together with a building that is massive. Two males are discussing some delays. The one which's frustrated aided by the situation could be the employer John. Moments later on, he is driving their vehicle hearing the air about an comet that is interstellar will fly by near to Earth. He finds a community that is suburban walks up to and including house reluctant to get in. He comes into a available space, the place where a girl sometimes appears for a treadmill machine. That is Lee, their spouse. They've a discussion that is embarrassing the youngster, Nathan, and their upcoming birthday celebration. The son comes and it is excited to see him. They're going to their room and mention a drawing he manufactured from becoming common named Clark. While they're laying in the sleep, it is revealed that the kid is really a diabetic. They mention John's separation from their mother. Later on, the three of these have been in an income space hearing the news headlines in regards to the typical. The human body that is interstellar going fast toward Earth, and it is comprised of numerous bits of ice trailing behind it. He's seen going back the home going for a visitor space evening. The early morning that is next, the dad is hearing the news headlines concerning the comet once again. They truly are stating that bits of the comet will fall on Earth, but that there surely is no valid reason to worry. While he is cleansing the grill for the celebration, that his future walks in and informs him he has to go directly to the shop to get two things. He takes their son with him, even though nevertheless during the parking great deal many people are finding out about during the sky. They see the comet approaching in the shop since they are shopping. John gets a presidential alert on their phone, after which an call that is automatic. Nobody else into the shop gets the alert that is exact same. He could be informed that him together with his spouse and their son are plumped for crisis shelter moving. The alert that is exact same shown within the house television, but Allah does not notice it. John quickly actually leaves the shop along with his son. While they're driving house, he views cars which are army planes going one other means. If they arrive house, individuals have previously collected for the celebration. John would go to speak to Ally within the kitchen area and asks her if she got the alert that is same. She dismisses him thinking it is simply a test, but she actually is told by him concerning the army. He saw in the genuine means dubious in what's taking place by having a remark. Both of them get back to the family room where many people are viewing the news headlines hoping to notice a right area of the popular hitting the Atlantic Ocean. No one is concerned being an image associated with the fragment is shown in the television display screen, as well as the young ones begin counting down. If they reach to one waiting to start to see the splash into the ocean, absolutely nothing occurs for the minute. There is an earthquake that is small. John walks out of our home. He views a flock of wild birds traveling away whenever abruptly a shockwave that is massive him over experienced indoors Oswell. He comes home in and many people are afraid nevertheless hearing the headlines. The newscaster announces that the piece has affected a populous town in Florida having a shockwave that was felt for thousands of kilometers. The town ended up being totally damaged, as an orbital shot of this comet hitting will be shown in the news that folks wonder if more pieces will strike the Earth. John gets another alert that is presidential. The decision plays on both their phone plus the television so everybody else can easily see just what the message states. None of this other people are receiving the message that is exact same states that John cannot just take anyone else to the shelter except their household. A safety is got by him rule to enter the airplane on their phone. Others leave in a panic. John and Ally are packing, concerned when they'll have insulin that is sufficient. The kid, the little one, asks about their grandpa. Ally's food that is playing the terrifying news as John would go to get Nathan, whom claims that the sky is on fire. Taking out of this driveway, they observe that none of the buddies got the phone call that is exact same. One of these informs your family that the news is reporting that the piece that is huge of comet called Planet Killer will strike the Earth in 2 times. Should they did just take her, she may have been turned away during the airbase since they are making. Another neighbor operates for them, begging to simply take their child. John declines, and additionally they drive down arguing into the vehicle that even later, since they are driving, individuals are seen currently looting the shops. Unexpectedly, they drive up to and including traffic that is massive traveling, and John goes one other means, going for a general part road. They're hearing the headlines regarding the radio, stating that there have been more effects and other people are required which can remove urban centers which are entire, even cause an extinction degree occasion. They get to the airbase being guarded by the army. Folks are collected across the hinged doorways since they're perhaps not being permitted in. Your family pushes traffic audience and it is permitted entry having a barcode they received. When in, they truly are offered wristbands for individual recognition and are usually told to maneuver almost all their things into one smaller case. Instantly, the insulin is recognized by them for Nathan is finished and John would go through the automobile. Ally would go to inform the soldiers about her spouse but informs them in regards to the male's diabetes and results in a challenge. She actually is taken up to an officer that is superior informs her that somebody having a chronic condition cannot be regarding the airplane. Alla tries to explanation she gets rejected along with her but she and her son get escorted from the base. Meanwhile, John comes home and it is headed toward the planes searching for them unacquainted with what exactly is occurring. John panels among the planes that is planning to lose and attempts to achieve ally but cannot. One of many people here views the insulin and informs him concerning the guidelines chronic that is regarding. John panics and asks to go out of the airplane. Instantly the bottom gets breached plus the social individuals begin shooting toward the military. The airplane that John had been current features a fuel drip. Therefore he informs everybody to have away and operates away. The plane explodes and results in a string effect. John realizes about their household being refused since the two of those are usually straight back during the vehicle. Nathan has already been low on insulin. The chaos at the base continues. So John requires a whilst to obtain straight back during the engine vehicle to once here he discovers a note from Ally that she actually is using Nathan to her dad's spot. So John goes after them. On the highway, their ally and the child arrive at a pharmacy. She checks their blood glucose. In addition they head to find insulin for him. Abruptly, a gang walks in and begin killing that is shooting all over. They were able to escape and acquire as an engine vehicle with a few people who will require them an element of the solution to her dad's. The few allies riding with begin acting strangely extremely fast. Ultimately, they throw her out of the motor automobile, just take her wristband and drive down along with her son making her stranded on the road. Meanwhile, John is fortunate enough to locate a trip up north too. Within the vehicle, John sparks a conversation with among the males Colin whom informs him they are headed to Canada where in fact the motorist understands somebody with an airplane and will just take individuals to the shelters. Evidently, the military has created the shelters on Greenland. The person informs him discover their household and fulfill him in Canada it to him for them to just take among the planes to some other one of many individuals within the vehicle is John's wristband and needs that John provides. However, when he declines a battle that is huge, the fighting causes the vehicle to swirl and crash tossing the folks through the straight back away. The battle continues irrespective and John eventually ends up killing the man. Colin dies into the crash. For the time being, Ally gets another trip toward the bottom where in fact the people who took Nathan are headed. He's nevertheless seen riding. They arrive at the airport base using them whenever. During the action that is very first they're showing the wristbands. The kid informs the soldier that people's social individuals are perhaps not their moms and dads therefore the soldier gets them escorted away using him in. Later Ally gets here too and attempts to find him from a single end to some other from a product that is medical another. She finally discovers him and she actually is informed which he's been provided insulin. The nursing assistant claims she will assist Ally look for a transportation that is Army her dad's town and she's going to stock her with medication for Nathan. John breaks into a homely home for many sustenance and water. He checks the news headlines straight away, simply to note that the effect that is foremost expected in only under a day. He discovers tips towards the family member's automobile and takes a dealing with Ally's dad fast. He discovers him cards that are playing their buddies asking about their child. They made a decision to place their distinctions apart and come together discover her Nathan. Meanwhile, the pair of them get to a gasoline section and phone the home. John and her dad visit pick them up plus the grouped household is finally right back together. Each of them make contact with the homely home to discover that the information and knowledge John got concerning the shelters had been real. He convinced their ally so they really get ready for the journey here which they is going to Canada and take to their fortune. Regrettably, they cannot persuade Ally's dad to become listed on them. Unexpectedly, an item that is giant of comet falls nearby, prompting them to get instantly. Ally's daddy provides John a weapon and claims their goodbyes remaining behind may be the drive away. John and Ally reconnect throughout the drive promising to remain together. They stop for the blockade over the road. Whenever debris through the comet begins dropping all over them, John drives out of the general type of automobiles nevertheless the fragments are dropping everywhere. Ally gets into the general back again to protect Nathan, while John attempts to find shelter. They stopped near a connection where other people hide as well, but John operates down to help a person away from a motor vehicle that is burning. Later on that evening, they carry on their journey in paths into Canada. While trying to find the airport, they pay attention to the radio and see which they do not have a lot more time before the component that is biggest for the comet strikes Earth and kills significantly more than 75% of most residing things. While they drive, They see one airplane atmosphere that is getting another nearly removing, so that they chase following the second one. John prevents the airplane by driving appropriate right in front from it. The pilot is reluctant to just take them and they flourish in persuading him since he's currently at complete capacity. But John includes a desire in improved times. When he wakes up, they truly are approaching Greenland. The area appears unaffected by the remark until a quick minute later on a fragment impacts the water and produces a shockwave that strikes the airplane. Both machines are failing whilst the pilot attempts to keep carefully the airplane floating around. They glide trough the new atmosphere, landing efficiently but hit the glacier. The pilots are pinned in impact, but John does not work out to simply help them. He views an airplane that is army mile away, therefore he shows the folks through the plane there, so when they arrive, a army vehicle takes them in and gets them to your shelter. Since they are going in, the planet killer strikes. The effect will achieve them in just a matter of moments, as well as the social folks are nevertheless getting much deeper within the shelter. As soon as in, they brace for effect, and a flashback sometimes appears of these life that is past whenever had been pleased together. 9 months later on, the Earth is metropolitan areas which can be desolated totally. A radio sign is trying to find survivors and establishes an association, informing the conclusion that is getting the dirt has settled and there's no radiation. The hatches associated with shelter open and unveil that the grouped family members remains alive, dealing with the spoil regarding the Earth as being a sign of hope. They experience a bird flying outside and begin taken from the shelter. Whilst the Earth is observed from area, radio signals communicate from all over the globe. You will find individuals nevertheless alive everywhere on Earth. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.